You do not necessarily want to marry any particular exercise, but these movement patterns are what we need to understand. Because when we do get stronger in these basic exercises, what happens? First, well, hey, when we get stronger in the beginning, we can directly build lean muscle. As we get stronger over time, the stronger we are, right? It improves our body's overall ability to handle more workload. It increases our work capacity. So if somebody can, for example, go from squatting 225 for 1 to 225 for 10, well, by improving that overall strength level that they have, we can now do 10x the amount of overall workable volume because strength in the squat was emphasized versus getting to squat 225 and then doing a bunch of random bullshit in the gym in machine work, right? So we have to understand that getting stronger in these basic exercises improves the overall work capacity that we have to apply to every other type of training going forward. Secondly, when we master these basic exercises, we learn a ton about proprioception, we optimize technique, we really drill in the neuromuscular function that we need to master the basic movement patterns that give us more variation, more variety that we can use later on. And when we can recruit more muscle fibers as well as a result of getting stronger, because much of strength is built on neuromuscular efficiency, then we can fatigue more muscle fibers later on when it comes to the hypertrophy work, right? So we have to understand that, yes, the foundation is still basic barbell exercises, getting big, getting strong, and really making that a focus. However, we have to be able to pivot that focus and make those adjustments as we go through. Otherwise, we are going to run into issues. Now, what actually builds muscle? And that's the thing that we need to talk about here, right? Because what actually builds muscle, what is going to lead to the biggest changes when it comes to looking great naked? Well, it's a combination of high tension exercises, enough volume, and then subsequent recovery. And so what we need to understand with tension is your body cannot differentiate between your body doesn't really know the weight on the bar. It just knows that it has to overcome a certain resistance or a certain load, right? And it also knows that it doesn't have to know a certain number of reps. It has to continue performing until a set is complete. Meaning, if you did 5 reps and those 5 reps took you 20 seconds, or you did 5 reps and it took you 40 seconds, we can probably both agree that that's going to be a different stimulation. Right? So how we train plays a role in terms of the actual usable volume that we have throughout a workout. And so when we get stronger and we really maximize how we can perform exercises, we get more efficient at being able to manipulate different training variables like tempo. Because when your technique is dialed in and you're strong under load, then you can do a lot more advanced things when it comes to your overall training going forward. Right? So we need to focus on first, yes, mechanical tension, maximizing the way that we train with these basic movement patterns. And as we get that, then we can start to improve things like the mind-muscle connection. We can start to adjust form, right? We can start to control the eccentric portion and use different training tempos. By building strength and mastering these basic compound exercises first and foremost, we build the skill set needed to actually adapt and optimize training programs from this point going forward. Where a lot of people mess up is they never take the actual time to focus on, succeeding at these basic exercises and getting brutally strong. And they just try to make up the difference with more volume, just piling on different junk exercises, the most intense, supersets and protocols that they can. But because they've never mastered the basics, they've never really built the work capacity to make them as effective. And this is where so many people get stuck thinking, hey, I know exactly what to do in the gym, but I'm not seeing results. Well, it's because you didn't build that foundation. You got too impatient and started changing exercises too quick, right? So that's the important thing. We have to understand that mastering these basic exercises in the very beginning is crucial to building the foundation, not just in terms of muscle fiber recruitment and work capacity, but also the skills that are needed to really maximize the effectiveness of all other training programs going forward. Are you with me on this one? Let me know in the comments below.